Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to never miss a video from Fever FM.
Hi guys, my name is Stuti Ghosh, and well, you can say I talk for a living. I can talk about songs, Bollywood, politicians, current affairs, films, weather, sports, and yet there is one subject जिसके बारे में बात करते हुए I struggle a bit, and that is death. But ये तो जीवन का सत्य है ना, the ultimate truth, as they say. जो आता है वो जाएगा. We must be strong, and like they say, life goes on. And yet this doesn't even come close to helping us comprehend this loss of a loved one. How do you make sense of it? इसका क्या मतलब है? The finality of death. कहते हैं जिस पे बीतती है वही बेहतर समझता है. For this first episode, I have a very special guest, Barkha Dutt. Of course, needs no introduction. She's an inspiration over the years. We've seen her stellar work, one of the finest journalists in our country. And yet today she's here not just as a journalist who's going to talk about her work, but also as a daughter who's grieving the death of her father. Barkha, thank you so much. I know it's tough, so a big, giant virtual hug to you. And I kept wondering कि पहला सवाल क्या पूछूं? I just want to say, I lost my father, and when I look at you and what you're doing, I don't know how you do it.
So first, a big hug to you, because I can feel your pain. I know your pain. मैं उसी जगह हूँ जहाँ आप हैं. मेरे साथ वही बीती जो आपके साथ बीती. बहुत हमारे जैसे बेटियां हैं इस देश में आज जिन्होंने सिमिलर ट्रॉमा एक्सपीरियंस किया है. So in some ways we feel very alone, and in some ways strangely our grief is both personal and universal.
Yeah.
What we are going through, हम जानते हैं. हम ही दो बैठे हैं यहाँ. किसने सोचा था कि एक दिन आप और मैं हम बात करेंगे तो we'll be talking about the death of our fathers to COVID.
Yeah.
Why do I do what I do, और मैं कैसे करती हूँ? जिस दिन मैंने अपने फादर को क्रिमेट किया उसी दिन I tested positive. And in one of the many ironies of life, in the first wave, मैं कहाँ नहीं गई. I traveled 30,000 kilometers. Everybody thought I was crazy. तब पूरा national lockdown था. मैं 14 से 15 states घूमी अपनी मारुति अर्टिगा कार में. I covered, as I said, of close to 30,000 kilometers by road, because there were no, पहले साल में there was no trains, no buses, no aeroplanes, no airports open, कुछ नहीं. And मैं बस्तियों में गई, मैं ट्रक्स के पीछे बैठी, माइग्रेंट वर्कर्स के साथ, मैं उनके साथ चली, और लोगों ने मुझे कहा कि आपको कोविड कैसे नहीं होता? And I said, मुझे पता नहीं, हो सकता है मुझे हो भी गया हो asymptomatically, who knows? And then here on this, in the second wave, the day I cremate my father, I also test positive. I come back and I'm positive. And in a way, इसको मैं कहती हूँ moving parts of grief and sickness. ये कितनी अजीब चीज थी that the sickness came in the way of my grieving. I felt so sick कि 10-12 दिन तक तो till I got better. My body was so weak that my mind and my heart was not able to process what had happened. और उसके बाद क्या हुआ कि जिस दिन I felt कि मेरी जान में जान आई, थोड़ी सी, पूरी नहीं लेकिन थोड़ी सी, and I was, I had come out of my COVID. मेरे माइंड में एक ही चीज थी कि मुझे वापस उस इशू पे जाना है जिसने 2 साल, almost 2 years now. I mean, it will be 2 years by the time I'm done with reporting this, but it had already been 15 months. जिसने मेरी जिंदगी को consume किया. I need to get back to that. So I went back into the villages of North India to see what was happening, chasing the abandoned COVID bodies, the corpses floating in the river, and so on. Why did I do it? मुझे लगता है कि एक तो this is the only way I have to honor my father's memory. मुझे लगता है कि मेरे पास यही एक तरीका है to cope with my loss. मेरे पास और कोई तरीका नहीं है. अगर मैं घर में बैठूं, मैं काम ना करूं और मैं बहुत रोऊं, और मैं रोती हूँ, काम करते वक्त भी मैं रोती हूँ, दिन में काम करती हूँ, रोज रात को रोती हूँ, बहुत रोती हूँ, कई बार काम के बीच में रोती हूँ, कई बार स्टोरीज करते हुए रोती हूँ, कई बार इंटरव्यूज के बीच में रोती हूँ. I'm not hiding my tears from the world, लेकिन मेरे पास और कोई तरीका नहीं है to feel a purpose, and to feel that this is the best way to honor my father. तो मैंने उनके ashes जो 14 दिन से वहीं पड़े थे, क्योंकि cremation से I came back and I was positive. मैंने उनके ashes लिए, मैंने 3 गमले खरीदे, 2 पेड़ और एक रोज प्लांट. मैंने उन ashes को मिट्टी में मिलाया, एक अपने घर में और एक जहां वो रहते थे मेरे फैमिली होम में. 2 जगह रोज प्लांट्स लगाए उनके ashes के साथ, और मैं निकल गई अपने सफर पर. और मैं अभी भी उसी सफर पे हूँ. मैं अभी नॉर्थ यूपी और बिहार से वापस आई हूँ और अब मैं साउथ जा रही हूँ. एंड इट्स अ लॉन्ग आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन, बट आई डोंट हैव एनी अदर वे टू कोप विद लॉस.
You know, I've heard you, I've been on your shows, I've heard you say this in interviews, that this is the only way I know how to cope. Work in that sense is your distraction, is your mission, is what keeps you going. Kahin pe Barkha, do you sometimes feel I need to grieve? Do you sometimes want to just stop and feel like you want to be with those thoughts of what's happened?
I think I'm scared of pausing. I think मुझे डर लगता है कि मैं रुक जाऊं तो वो waves में आएगा grief, और वो waves में आएगा और वो मुझे knock down कर देगा, और जो मेरे में हिम्मत अभी है वो हिम्मत टूट जाएगी. But I do call, मैं मानती हूँ कि मेरे दुनिया में 4 या 5 करीबी दोस्त हैं. कई बारी मैं उनको फोन करके, कई बारी रात को पैनिक आता है, लॉस फील होता है, नींद तो बिल्कुल नहीं आती. I don't remember the last time I slept for more than 2 hours, even though I'm so fatigued all the time, but नींद नहीं आती. So कई बारी in that panic दोस्तों को फोन करके बहुत रोती हूँ, जोर जोर की रोती हूँ. पैनिक अटैक्स भी होते हैं, एंजाइटी अटैक्स होते हैं, मुझे लगता है I can't breathe, so I make my friends live through this. लेकिन अभी मैं उस stage of grief, they say that grief has 4 stages. I think I'm still at the denial stage. I think I have not processed that my father died. I think I have not processed the circumstances in which he died. I think I've not processed being able to forgive myself, because every child is haunted by questions of अगर मैंने कुछ अलग किया होता, अगर मैंने ये फैसला नहीं लिया होता, अगर शायद मैंने उनको हॉस्पिटल नहीं भेजा होता, या मैंने हॉस्पिटल जल्दी भेजा होता, या all kinds of doubts, right? या मैंने उनको ऐसे क्यों, मैं उनसे लड़ाई किया, some silly fight, you'll remember, कि I snapped at him, I could have been nicer, I could have spoken more gently, because of course you think as children कि your parents will live forever. तो मैं उस स्टेज पे पहुंची नहीं जहां मेरे में हिम्मत है. Everybody thinks of me as very strong, लेकिन पहली बारी जिंदगी में मुझे लगता है कि वो स्ट्रेंथ मेरे में नहीं है to stand still. The day I stand still, I will break. तो मुझे लगता है the way to not break is to keep working, to keep speaking for those who don't have a voice, to keep giving voice to other people's pain. हो सकता है इस प्रोसेस में मेरी अपनी ही कुछ हीलिंग हो जाए. ये मेरी उम्मीद है, ये मेरा होप है. मुझे मालूम नहीं कि ऐसा होगा या नहीं होगा, लेकिन ये मेरी कोशिश है.
You know, I'm listening to you, and like you said initially, कि हमारा grief is personal in so many ways and yet universal. So much of what you're saying I go through, और मेरी भी शायद ये एक selfish reason है to have this podcast, to talk about grief, about death, about loss, because I don't know how to process it. Like you said, sometimes your physical body shuts off. Like that day when I lit the pyre, after that I fainted, there was a blackout. I don't really remember. That whole thing is so blurred. You know, I just don't know. But the day after that, I thought it'll get easy. That's when it hits you. That's and this guilt that you talk about, कि वो जो थोड़ी लड़ाइयाँ या नोक-झोंक या बहस या argument, and you know, I was going through his messages and I wrote this really angry text, and I didn't know what to do. I kept saying, I'm sorry, I love you. But the other thing, and ये मुझे नहीं समझ में आता, so I'm asking you, like you said, you're thought to be strong. When people, and a lot of people have said that to me when I cried or when I'm grieving, and we've said without thinking to others who are grieving, be strong. इसका क्या मतलब होता है? You think if you're grieving, we're weak? I mean, what does this be strong mean? मुझे समझ नहीं आता, because this is one of the phrases I don't like when I'm told these days.
I think we need to tell people, instead of be strong, please cry if you need to. मुझे कई बारी डर लगता है when I don't cry. मुझे अपने लिए डर लगता है. I worry for myself on the days that I don't cry. I feel on the days कि मुझे लगता है कि मैं bottle up हो रही हूँ, कि मैं अपनी emotions से I'm losing touch, right? मुझे तो in fact that's the day I worry for myself. But I guess जब be strong हम कहते हैं, हमें सोचना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये क्लीशे है. जो सफर कर रहा है या जिसका लॉस है, उसके लिए इसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. जो हमें ये कहता है वो हमें इनसेंसिटिव लगता है, लेकिन हमने भी जिंदगी में ये दूसरे लोगों को बोला है. So we should also acknowledge that. I guess what the phrase means is that life has to go on, right? Life can't stop. And you have to find not just purpose, you have to find a way to be happy again. And when you lose a parent, in my case, I've now lost both my parents. My mother died when I was 13. My father, for me to say the sentence, both my parents are dead, is a sentence I still say without any sense of reality of what it means. And I think when we say be strong, या हम अपने आप को कहते हैं या हम दूसरों को कहते हैं, then हम ये कह रहे हैं कि आपकी जिंदगी में आप पर्पस नहीं खो सकते और आप खुशी की उम्मीद नहीं खो सकते. अभी खुशी नहीं है, अभी हैप्पीनेस कोई मुझे बोले तो मुझे मतलब इट हैज नो मीनिंग फॉर मी. लेकिन हमें अपने आप को याद दिलाना पड़ेगा कि अगर हम एक जिंदगी खुशी के बिना, हैप्पीनेस के बिना जीना शुरू करते हैं, तो उस जिंदगी में कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. दैट्स एज गुड एज बीइंग डेड. एंड बी स्ट्रॉन्ग, हॉरिबली क्लीशेड, एम्प्टी वर्डेड, टू वर्ड सो इट इज, ये हमें हमारा तरीका है अपने आप को और दूसरों को याद दिलाने का कि जिंदगी में हैप्पीनेस दोबारा शायद कॉन्शियसली, मेरे दोस्त मुझे कहते हैं कि आपको कॉन्शियसली ढूंढना पड़ेगा, और मैं उनसे कहती हूँ उसका क्या मतलब है? अगर हैप्पीनेस ऑर्गेनिक नहीं है, व्हाट इज दिस कॉन्शियस परस्यूट ऑफ हैप्पीनेस? मुझे नहीं समझ आती. बट व्हेन आई एम लेस इमोशनल, आई अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट दे आर सेइंग कि एक दिन आना पड़ेगा जब हमें कोई तरीका ढूंढना पड़ेगा टू फाइंड हैप्पीनेस अगेन, because otherwise this life is not worth living. So मेरी जिंदगी में happiness से आगे purpose है, which is why I'm working. I've taken care of the purpose, but I haven't taken care of the happiness yet. And वो consciously ढूंढना पड़ेगा.
Like you said, you've lost both your parents. It's a sentence which I don't know how you comprehended. But when you were 13 and you lost your mother, Barkha, तब समझ थी, तब समझ में आया, and like people say, do you think that in any way made it tougher or harder to deal with this news now? Or या दोनों grief बहुत अलग है?
There is some truth to both parts of what you've said. When you are a child and you lose a parent, बहुत scary होता है. My mother was a very dominant influence in my life. She was a journalist, trailblazer journalist थी, first woman war correspondent थी इंडिया की. 1965 का इंडिया पाकिस्तान की जो लड़ाई थी, उन्होंने अपने दफ्तर से लड़ के फ्रंट लाइन पे वो गई, हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स में काम करती थी, उसके बाद इंडिया टुडे में. तो बहुत बड़ा इन्फ्लुएंस थी उस छोटी उम्र में भी मेरे ऊपर. तो जब उनकी डेथ हुई, और बहुत सडन डेथ हुई फ्रॉम अ ब्रेन हेमरेज, मेरे लिए वो प्रोसेस करना, मुझे लगता है कि जिस तरह से उसने मुझे इम्पैक्ट किया एज अ पर्सन, वो स्कार्स अभी भी मेरे साथ हैं और वो मुझे अभी भी फुली कॉम्प्रिहेंड या फुली प्रोसेस नहीं होते, बिकॉज इट हैपेंड एट सच अ यंग एज that I think it transformed me and my personality and my choices in ways that I still don't fully comprehend. But it's strange. I always thought my mother was the bigger influence on me. But when I lost my father, I found myself responding to it in a much more gutted way, simply because he was the parent who brought me up. He was the parent, he was the one I spent all my decades with. I mean, in the end, time does matter. I spent 13 years of my life with my mother. I spent 49 years of my life with my father. So there is the dimension of time. There is the dimension कि आप एक बारी अपनी फैमिली में डेथ देख चुके हैं, तो दूसरी बारी ज्यादा हिम्मत नहीं, कम हिम्मत होती है. आप सोचते हैं कि नो, नॉट अगेन, नॉट लाइक दिस, नहीं, नॉट व्हेन ही हैड at least in my mind another 6 to 8 good years left, जो बहुत बड़ी बात होती है. It's almost a lifetime. So much tougher. I'm more grown up now. I can process it. I understand it. And maybe for all of those reasons, मुझे इस बारी ज़्यादा एक तरह से क्या बोलूं, टक्कर पहुंची है. I feel knocked down in a way that also when you're young, your resilience is greater. आपको लगता है कि आप कुछ भी, जो भी है, जो भी हुआ, आगे पूरी जिंदगी है. And nearing 50, being keenly aware of mortality, seeing people die all around me, seeing bodies every day, seeing death every day, 15 महीने से यही तो मेरी जिंदगी है. So it's also what I do. It's also what I do for work, which is death and despair and tragedy. Every single day of my life, literally, as I said, 2 साल हो जाएंगे बहुत ही जल्द, 2-3 महीने में, मतलब कुछ और महीने में, I would have completed 2 years of this story from 2020 के beginning. I mean, जब से कोविड आया है तब से कुछ और हुआ ही नहीं मेरी जिंदगी में. तो अगर आप सोचें कि 2 साल तक आपकी जिंदगी में रोज almost you're discussing death, sickness, despair, tragedy, and then your own father goes, तो वो बहुत मुश्किल लगता है. ज्यादा you're never prepared for it anyway. I'm even less prepared for it after what happened with me in my teenage years.
Looking back now, do you think 13 साल की बरखा was stronger, or did she teach you something that is helping you now cope with this?
I mean, 13 साल की बरखा had lived less. 49 years old ki Barkha has lived more, is a more scarred being, is a more damaged being, is a more textured being, is stronger in some ways, softer in some ways. Both things are true. There are parts of me that know कि मैं बिल्कुल ही अकेली पड़ जाऊं जिंदगी में तो मैं फिर भी जीऊंगी, मैं फिर भी अपना काम करूंगी. ये दो चीजें मेरे से कोई नहीं छीन सकता, कोई भी नहीं. But softer in some ways because over the years you've gathered. I always like to say that the wrinkles of an aging face reflect the scars that your body wears. They reflect the times your heart has been broken. They carry your losses. They're marks of your achievement, but they're also testimonies to every time, you were hurt. Maybe you hurt yourself. Maybe somebody else hurt you. Maybe you lost somebody you love. कुछ भी बहुत चीजें हो चुकी हैं by the time I'm 49. So I would say कि दोनों ही चीजें सच हैं. एक तरह से मैं stronger हूँ, एक तरह से मैं वीकर हूँ, क्योंकि मेरी जो मोर्टेलिटी की अवेयरनेस है, मेरी जो बैग्स ऑफ हर्ट है, वो बैग्स अब बहुत भरे हुए हैं. When I was a child, तो वो बैग्स खाली थे. मैं मस्त थी. I was a happy child. I was a brooding child. I still lived in my imagination. I was still a melancholic child, even before my mother died, lost in my world of books and not very talkative always. But I was a happy child. I felt my life was ahead of me. So this is a function of a lived life.
I think having a narrative in a way helps us cope. After 2-3 days when my father passed away, मैंने अपने अंदर एक story बना ली that he's probably in a place where he's now feeling no pain. He's probably happy now. And I didn't want to believe it myself, but I wanted to also कि कुछ तो अच्छा निकले इससे. So I kept saying probably अब वो tubes वगैरह नहीं है and he's in peace, because that wasn't my father. He wanted to be active, and that story helped me. Have you been able to come up with this story in your head, Barkha, for your mother or your father?
No, except for the tubes. When you were talking about the tubes, I just felt the tears well up in my eyes, because the toughest thing for me was to give my consent to put my father on the ventilator. And मैंने डॉक्टर को बोला था कि अगर आपको वेंटिलेटर पे डालना है तो आप मत डालिएगा. I had thought that I would be strong enough to not put him on that ventilator. But I remember that call when it came at 3 in the morning, and the doctor who was on duty, night duty, said, your father's, had a heart attack, because that's normally how people go from COVID. The heart stops or some other organ stops. It's not like COVID necessarily. COVID will lead to that organ failure. And when he called and he said, ki aap consent dijiye. And I called my father's sister, and my father's sister said, don't make him suffer. Don't put him on the ventilator. And I went out of my house. I couldn't breathe. It was 3 in the morning. I stood under one solitary street tube light, and I stood there in the stillness of the night. And although I had thought that I would not do it, I then said, if there's even like a 0.01% chance that he can come out of this, I have to take it.
Yeah.
And so I gave my consent. And then for me, that final image of seeing him on those tubes was horrific. And so the only thing I felt when we took him to the cremation ground was at least those tubes, that intubation, that big machine is not there. That is the only narrative I have. I want to say, I hope he's playing with his piano. I tweeted that wherever he is, but I don't really believe that. I think
Yeah.
he's in my backyard, in my rose plant. That's where he is. And I can tell myself this story, but it's a story. And of course, stories help us cope. That's why we read books. That's why we watch movies. That's why we listen to music. But I think, unfortunately, the realist in me knows it's just a story, and it doesn't help me. And that's why I'm one of those people who is a grim person, because मुझसे escapism नहीं होता है, मुझसे होता ही नहीं है.
I mean, look at us trying to make sense of
We
all
can't
that
make sense of it. We have
yeah.
to accept that we will never be able to make sense of it.
You said, and I mean, somewhere we all know, back of our mind, life goes on, show goes on, aage badhenge with time, time heals, it'll get better. This past month for you, and even after your mother left, but have you ever felt guilty of, even for a minute, forgetting about your father?
Oh yeah.
That
I mean, I haven't forgotten, but let's say I'm in a particularly difficult story that I'm following, and there have been some instances जब मैं ये follow कर रही थी, ये floating corpses को follow कर रही थी, तो कुछ ऐसी भी जगहें थी जहाँ पे गाड़ी नहीं पहुँच सकती थी. मैं बिल्कुल कोविड से इमर्ज होके आई थी, मेरे में उतनी स्ट्रेंथ नहीं थी, गर्मी बहुत थी, तो 2-3 जगह मैं गिर गई, मैंने अपना फुट स्प्रेन कर दिया, एक टो फ्रैक्चर कर दिया ये स्टोरी करते करते, और मैं उसमें इतनी कंज्यूम थी, एक जगह मोटरसाइकिल पे बैठ के किसी लोकल रिपोर्टर के साथ उस जगह पे पहुंचना पड़ा. तो वो जो मुश्किल थी, द चैलेंजेस ऑफ फिजिकल सर्वाइवल और ट्राई टू गेट एक्सेस टू द न्यूज यू आर कवरिंग, those were perhaps the few moments when I forgot that my father had just died, because I was consumed by the difficulty of other things. और रात को ख्याल आता था कि, how can you forget?
How can you forget?
And I know the rational part of me knows that part of the healing is in the forgetting. Forgetting meaning कि आप हर minute नहीं याद कर सकते. You can't live with it every moment, because we will all break down if we live with it every moment. But because I have not accepted it yet, you see, to be consumed or to be consumed by something else without internalizing, वो एक बहुत मुश्किल चीज है. Guilt तो बहुत है मेरे में बहुत guilt है. Guilt of the last, मतलब guilt of the forgetting, guilt कि मैंने ठीक decision किया, guilt कि मैं किस एक छोटे सा प्राइवेट एम्बुलेंस में मैं उनको हॉस्पिटल लेके गई, वो एम्बुलेंस ठीक नहीं था, उसकी ऑक्सीजन ठीक नहीं थी, अगर मैंने कुछ अलग किया होता. बहुत गिल्ट है. Guilt to, I wanted to start an award in his name, which I had announced, thank God, when he was alive. मैंने क्यों नहीं जल्दी शुरू किया, मैंने क्यों 3 साल पहले नहीं शुरू किया, मतलब कितना guilt है. Guilt is I think going to be a big part of my life, and as a rational grown up person, I recognize guilt to be the most useless emotion. मैं अपने दोस्तों को हमेशा कहती हूँ, ये सबसे बेकार emotion है, ये सबसे debilitating फजूल emotion है, लेकिन ये emotion मेरे में भी है. And I am just trying to find ways to live with it.
You, at such a young age, lost your mother. Kahin pe barka, because when we see, our parents aging, suddenly my father becoming frail, somewhere you know everything, but you never want to say it. You don't want to visualize the whole thing in your head. Did you ever think about this? Did you ever, while he was alive, think of how you would cope with him not being there?
So I have to say that I did, and I think I did because I had lost my mother. I think if I had had a childhood where I hadn't lost one of my parents, तो मैं इन चीजों के बारे में सोचती नहीं. And again, like when I discuss this with my close friends, they ask me, तुम ये क्यों? Why do you think about these things? And I keep trying to explain to them that for the life I have lived, I cannot help it. Both my personal and professional life, a large part of my professional life has been reporting conflict and violence and war and tragedy and death and, despair. So, एक तो losing my mother, दूसरा the exposure of the kind of work I do, मेरे mind में हमेशा ये ख्याल था, and I remember I was telling a very close friend of mine pre-COVID, and I never thought I would have to deal with it now. And I said, I live in mortal fear about how I will deal with my father's death. But in my mind, I had at least a decade for that, right? He was in his early 80s. He was in okay health. He used to go for a walk every day. His mind was very agile. He used to listen to music every day. He used to play with his piano every day. He used to break machines so he could reassemble them. full of life, full of a zest for life, very engaged with living. मुझे लगता था कि कम से कम 8 से 10 साल है, और मुझे वो भी कम लगते थे, और मुझे कई बार पैनिक होता था कि my God, what if something happens? What will I do? Little knowing that I would partially become the story I was reporting. It was such a surreal experience to, you know, having reported this and covered countless families who've been through this, then to have become one of those families. So shoe on the other foot जिसको कहते हैं, वो हुआ मेरे साथ.
You know, I've seen the pictures of your father that you shared. He comes across, I've never met him, but he comes across as such a loving, gentle, you know, very kind eyes, that very soothing smile. How do you plan to carry him with you, Barkha? उनकी कोई बातें अब याद आती हैं? Because I know as you know, fathers and daughters have this. I at least have fought a lot with my father that I feel very guilty about now. But अब with every little thing, I feel like ये पापा को अच्छा लगेगा, ये पापा देखते तो अच्छा लगता, ये खाते तो अच्छा लगता. Like I don't know why I keep thinking, yeah.
No, it's so true. Like, you know, there's certain things I can't do because they remind me of my father. So I can't have a bowl of chicken sweet corn soup because it was his favorite soup. I can't listen to music because he was very into music. Music, I can't process music. I can't listen to music. It's such a strange thing, but I just cannot, because that association is there. He was a very kind person, and I don't have his softness. He was the soft. My mother was, I've taken after my mother. She was in some ways, I won't say the harder person, but certainly the one with the harder veneer.
Yeah.
But my father,
bold, and yeah.
My father is very gentle, very kind, self-effacing sort of man. And I think that, you know, for me, how to carry him, I think would be, I find कि मैं impatient हो गई हूँ. मुझे मेरे में वो tolerance अब नहीं बची है. Even with other people, you know, I find myself suddenly less accommodating. मुझे नहीं accommodate करना किसी को. मुझे लगता है कि आप black and white में अपने आप को मेरी जिंदगी में establish करिए. Like I already find myself, you know, altered, and I feel like हम अपनी जिंदगी को इतना complicate कर देते हैं. Our generation keeps talking about shades of grey, and you know, I look at my father. He had no shades of grey. He was just a kind, good man. His wife died when he was really young. He felt he owed it to his daughters to not marry again. I wish he had. But he was happy. I think he was just a maverick man who was quite happy, slightly eccentric, kind man, and happy with his toys and his inventions. But you know, you just feel like my patience suddenly has worn thin for complications, for ambiguities, for people who are less than nice, certainly for less than kind hearts. जिसमें स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्डनेस नहीं है. पहले शायद मैं डील कर लेती थी, अब तो बिल्कुल ही टॉलरेंस नहीं है. ये सब कुछ ही हफ्तों में बदल गया है.
तो एक चीज जो उन्होंने आपको सिखाई, that has remained with you, a life lesson that
वो मुझे कहते थे कि what cannot be cured must be endured. और मुझे बार बार ये सेंटेंस याद आता है because I cannot bring him back,
yeah.
And I have to endure this life without him. And I have to find a reason to live every day. And I have to find not just a reason to live, I have to find a reason to be happy every day. And वो reason अभी तक तो मुझे मिला नहीं. तो पहला वाला जब मैंने कहा purpose है, खुशी नहीं है, but मुझे अपने father की lines याद आती हैं. And the other thing was that he had extreme rationality, a very rational, science-oriented man. So, you know, even through COVID, he had very scientific views, not just about other people, but even about his own sickness. He was guided by science. And I just hope that I never lose that sense of, in the end, rationality. Unlike me, he was a less than expressive person. He was not always, you know, a man. He was not a man of many words. He was not a man of many overt expressions, many overt emotions. But he devoted his life to us in a way that I don't think we devoted to him. So वो guilt रहता है जैसे बच्चों में रहता है. Parents always do more for children than children when their parents are alive do for them. वो बाद में लगता है कि क्यों नहीं हमने और किया. So I just keep thinking of his words. What cannot be cured must be endured. And that is what his death is. I cannot do anything about it. But I have to find the endurance to keep going.
You know, one thing that has been my experience in this period, Barkha, is that पहले मैं किसी को condolence message type करती थी. I of course felt sad for them and I wanted to write it, but I honestly never thought कि क्या लिखूं? What do I write that will make that other person, that will make a difference in their lives in any way? Till it happened to me, and I immediately obviously was not in a position to speak to people, but I found myself seeking out those messages because I don't know, I was probably looking at some word or some sentence that'll help me in some strange way. Or ye maine dekha that those who have gone through this pain are the ones that managed to reach me. Bakiyon ki baatein was like noise, you know, it didn't really make a difference. But those who had experienced the loss of a parent were the ones who could understand what I was going through and just always managed to say that one thing that I wanted to hear at that time. For anyone who's tuned in right now, and also like us in the dark, trying to make sense of this, trying to do something that will make them feel better, what is it that you have to offer? What is it that you'd want to tell them?
That don't fight your pain. I'm doing it in a way. So either if you want to fight it, find something else that you really love. I really love my work, and I feel that it has a larger sort of place in for the crisis we're in. तो या तो आप कुछ ऐसा अपनी जिंदगी में मकसद ढूंढिए जो आपकी लाइफ को, वो कुछ भी हो सकता है, सबके लिए अपना अपना मकसद है, अपनी अपनी मिशन है, अपनी अपनी सेंट्रलिटी है. या तो आप अपने आप को उसमें खो जाइए जिससे आपको कुछ, चाहे खुशी ना मिले, आपको लगता है कि मेरी जिंदगी का मीनिंग है ये. what you define as the meaning or the centrality of your life, that is what will give you support. आपके कितने भी दोस्त हों, आपके कितने भी रिश्तेदार हों, वो ऐसे समय में आपके दर्द को नहीं समझ पाएंगे. तो आपके दर्द को अगर चैनल चाहिए रिलीज के लिए, तो वो आपको सिर्फ ऐसी चीज में मिलेगा जो आपको अदरवाइज खुशी देती हो या अदरवाइज मीनिंग देती हो, खुशी से ज्यादा मीनिंग. और अगर वो आपको मीनिंग देती है, अगर वो आपको कुछ क्षण देती है जहां आप भूल पाते हैं, तो अपने आप से नाराज मत होइए, गिल्टी मत फील करिए. इट इज व्हाट आवर पेरेंट्स, इट इज व्हाट द पीपल वी हैव लॉस्ट वुड हैव वांटेड फॉर अस. It is what we would have wanted for them. I saw my father rebuild a life after he lost his wife. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि उन्होंने कभी दोबारा खुशी नहीं महसूस की. He learned to be happy again. And we must also find a way to be happy again, because that is what they would have wanted for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Barkha. I know this is still very raw. It's and this pain you know and I know I think we will carry with us. It will become a part of us. But thank you for being articulate even at a time like this. Thank you for doing this. I know it's tough, and also absolutely in awe of the work that you're doing. The fact that you continue to report on ground from, you know, telling the stories of people who do not have a voice and helping them cope with their reality. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you. And I'm sending you many hugs and much love, because when I say to you, I know what you're going through, you know that I actually do. So look after yourself.
Thank you.